The players who are part of that organization seem to want to stay in San Antonio. And Frank, two teams here who are very proud of their defense.
This is where you look at the coaches, Kevin, and you have to commend the fact that he's been able to convince all of the guys on his roster, not just the starting five, that however they're going to impact the game is going to start on the defensive end. Oh, and by the way, that's where your playing time is going to come from.
And that can get in the head of a scorer, can it?
That absolutely can, and if you can set the pace defensively, the offensive team knows it's in for a long night.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Clippers. The Dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the small forward position.
And yeah, I get it. The goal defensively is to keep Kawhi from getting looks inside, but hey, you try that.
Paul passes to Redick. Feeds it to Jordan. He kicks to Paul. Three-pointer. He can't hit that time. Good D by Parker. Los Angeles on D. It's a three-point game. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
Absolutely no drop-off offensively with the second unit on the floor. Their bench was a huge catalyst for them to get that win.
Paul dishes to Redick. Back to Paul. Baseline J on the way. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Parker with him. Now guarded by Redick. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Green. The Spurs rebound. Aldridge against Griffin. And Green gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
That they did, and he's the one guy on D you can't leave alone or he's going to get to the bucket over and over. Just torched him there.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, one thing with DeAndre Jordan, you love how imposing a presence he is on the defensive end. His size and ability to leap are a big anchor to any defense.
A great point, and not only a flashy defender, but a solid one as well. Wasn't always like this, though, guys. Took some encouragement from coaches to get him to commit to becoming a defensive juggernaut, and every player now hears his footsteps when they're attacking the rim.
True. He's off on the second. While the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now, it has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. And they haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference.
And, Brent, you look at how the Spurs played last season and any other season, they might have had the best record in the league.
Well, they did have the best record that Greg Popovich has had as a coach with San Antonio with 67 wins. And it was under the radar because of the Warriors' historic mark last year with 73. But it was the first time in history that the NBA had 2 different 35-win teams at the midway point of the season. It set up the stage for an epic showdown, and really some people let down that never happened.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And it's the one thing that this Clippers franchise they can't seem to escape, and that's drama. I mean, every year there seems to be one odd story coming out from this team. You have to think that it wears on their ability to stay focused over the course of a season.
Just 4 to shoot. Parker's shot is off. Clippers trail by 5. Paul outside. Leonard with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And with the Clippers and their drama, most recently, Greg, it had been Blake's off-the-court incident and the team convincing DeAndre Jordan to stay.
Yeah, and there's a reason why the Clippers play in the land of Hollywood dramas, right? I mean, you would think if they can make it through a season drama-free, they could be scary.
Just another area where Kawhi continues to improve. One of the better free throw shooters in the league now, especially at the small forward spot.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, Greg, on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
No doubt. In the modern NBA, there are so many guards that can beat you one-on-one. But Paul makes your shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steals. And I think it's safe to say at this point that Chris Paul is one of the all-time greats at that point guard position. Just so strong in his ability to lead a team both offensively and defensively. And you get everything you want from him as a lead guard. I mean, he's not afraid of the big moment. Also willing to be that vocal leader that you often need at times. Let's see if ultimately he can be rewarded with a chance to play for a championship.
The dish to Jordan. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Redick with the three. And again, it's the Clippers missing. You talk about Paul as one of the great point guards. He led the way in the NBA for a long time as it became a more guard-centric league. And you know all about guard play.
Yeah, great point. And you talk to the other guards around the NBA, and they'll recognize Paul as a pathfinder for this generation. Everyone admires his competitiveness and attention to detail. And when it's all said and done, history will look kindly on his accomplishments. And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
And the shot no good, a bit short.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode, couldn't pull it back.
Up top, Griffin. Aldridge is covering. Griffin passes to Redick. Redick can't get that one to fall.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Here's Parker. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
And when Parker's converting on the pull-up, Jay, it has to be demoralizing to the defense.
Jordan the screen. Parker against Paul. Here's Griffin. And the shot is long. San Antonio leading by 8. And it's Parker in the corner. And it's Parker again missing.
This team is counting on him to knock down looks like that. It has to mess with your confidence a little bit.
Right side, Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Griffin's got his first 2 points. Here's Parker. 6 points for him. Pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Aldridge inside. Griffin on him. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Clippers trail by 6. Paul dishes to Jordan. Leonard against him. Ba'amuta passes it to Paul. Outside, Redick. The shot, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
Absolutely agree. They cruised to the win on the strength of a total team effort on the offensive end. Didn't matter what unit they had on the floor, all 5 guys in sync.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
That's feel-good moment right there. 3 of 4 so far.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
And the Spurs with some changes. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Parker. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Crawford's checked in. Spurs leading by 3. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Leonard draws the double. And taken away by Paul. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. From the wing. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Leonard, the pass to Ginobili. Here's Dedmon. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And that one's good. Leonard. And Greg Popovich, coach of the Spurs, at times we've seen him be a little prickly with the media. If he doesn't like a question, Brent, he'll let you know about it.
Well, I know the shtick for some people, Kevin, has gotten a little bit tiresome, but that's not who Greg Popovich is as a coach. He just doesn't like to do those in-game interviews. It's kind of like you sitting with me doing a broadcast.
You're right. Dedmon dishes to Ginobili. Offline with his 3. Clippers trail by 6. Inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Mills. Here's Dedmon. That one's not going to go. Good D by Jordan. Over to the left wing. Paul is doubled. Jordan kicks to Griffin. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass. Puts him in great position to score.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And then for the Clippers, Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. One of the topics that always seems to come up when players retire is what's next, Brent? You were a 14-year veteran in the league. How big of a change has it been from retirement to when you played, the transition period in between and adapting to it?
Well, I thought about life after basketball for quite some time, and you know, Kevin, from knowing me, that broadcasting was something I was very interested in. So I had the opportunity to talk with a few people after I retired, and I felt like the timing was appropriate and seamless to be able to continue talking about players that I had played with, played against, coaches that I played with, coaches that I played against, and continue to pass along at least some of the knowledge and maybe some of the perspective that I've had throughout the course of 14 long, celebrated years in the game.
Fun years. Any thoughts to coaching?
Yeah, some thoughts to coaching. Eventually, when my boys get a little bit older, I'll coach somebody else's kids. Right now, I'll coach my own.
You'd be terrific. Los Angeles making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Clippers trail by 7. Rivers kicks to Pierce. Johnson outside. Now the feed to Crawford. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by the Spurs. Mills with it. Boy, he was something else against Utah. It's stolen by Johnson. The baseline J. Rivers can't get it to go. San Antonio leading by 7. Ginobili kicks to Mills. The tray. Cranes the three-pointer. Mills has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
Just completely in rhythm, really from the opening tip, and they continue to pile up the points.
Spates kicks to Crawford. 5 to shoot. And again, no good by the Clippers. It's Ginobili on the wing. To the middle, here's Dedmon. And you look back, the Spurs, one of the very first teams to really scout the globe and bring in international players.
Well, it's also interesting, Kevin, that the trend continues. Even last year in the 2016 draft, in the first round, we saw a lot of international players being snatched up as building blocks for their franchises moving forward. But the Spurs always have been successful at finding some hidden gems, and their general manager deserves a lot of credit for it.
First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, shocker, the Spurs were the best defensive team in the NBA last season. In fact, you look at the difference between them and the average defense in the league last year, and it was not even close.
Back to Rivers. They need this. And he knocks down the jumper. And here's Mills. And the Spurs, so disciplined defensively, they move, it seems, as one out there.
Well, even though their big three has moved on a little bit, the system is still in place. And they can pass along a lot of the corporate knowledge that Greg Popovich talks about with regards to where to be, when to be, and how to be successful.
And a look now at the breakdown between three-point and two-point shots attempted here tonight for the Spurs.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Good on both. We've got 1:08 left in the first. Crawford outside. Now Rivers. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Spates. 5 on the clock. There's Crawford with the 3. Crawford with another miss.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And here's Mills from the arc. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Mills has got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Spurs. Stolen by Anderson. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ginobili against Crawford. Ginobili the pass to Dedmon. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
And his percentage at the line last season right at the 75% mark.
And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Good on both. There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Crawford. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. From deep three-point range, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Spurs lead by 17. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And, you know, the Spurs have been rolling right along, haven't they?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Man, you get into that kind of zone, that's the feeling where you're invincible and it gets fun.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Austin Rivers is out there with Felton. Then it's Johnson. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Pierce in at the power forward. Gasol, a screen on Rivers. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Anderson outside. Gasol against Jordan. The rebound by Johnson.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper. Fantastic awareness out on the floor. That's a textbook assist.
San Antonio leading by 13. Gasol kicks to Parker. He dishes it to Aldridge. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for two. Aldridge has got his first points of the game. Clippers trail by 15. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Tony Parker is in his 16th season in the NBA, and he says, if I'm healthy, hopefully I can play 20 seasons, and then I'll be ready to retire. My time will come soon, but I want to enjoy my last years in the NBA. Kevin, he said he obviously wants to finish his career as a Spur.
Thanks to you, that's so rare in any sport nowadays to spend your whole career with one team.
There's that 7'5" wingspan coming into play. Aldridge easily making that look inside. And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the four, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Anderson kicks to Green. Back to Anderson, and the call goes against Wesley Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. So, for the Clippers, Griffin's checked in for Pierce. Bahamute comes in for Johnson. And it's Paul in for Rivers. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Parker outside. Green kicks to Aldridge. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And it's 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. Number 1, the Spurs.
Defense was their identity, and that's how they're going to beat you. And they did it better than anyone in the league.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
The shot misses. Nice D from Griffin. Felton the pass to Mbamute. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Gasol a screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Here's Anderson. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Spurs lead by 17.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Off the pick. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
Parker outside. Five on the clock. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Griffin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Parker, and Parker with the block. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Fires from 18. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Mbamute. Outside Griffin. To the paint. Here's Jordan. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Felton against Green. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Clippers trail by 13. And Mbamute kicks to Felton. Paul dishes to Griffin. 17-foot shot on the way. Jordan the pass to Paul. Feeds it to Mbamute. Off target with his 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Anderson dishes to Parker. To the inside, Gasol. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And Gasol is a master at utilizing his strength inside, forcing the defense to become physical with him whenever he has the ball in deep.
One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Raymond Felton. And so Gasol nails them both.
And over the years, Gasol has proven himself to be a valuable teammate, someone guys love to be around, a guy that plays well with just about anybody.
Jordan the screen. And Redick kicks to Griffin. And it's good off the glass. Griffin's got 8 points.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
And this is where genetics may come into play, using that height, especially to get off the mid-range jumper.
Parker outside. Kicks it to Gasol. Back to Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. 8 points for him.
And Parker just super efficient at shooting from inside the paint with shots like that one.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Brent, just how important is it to develop habits and routines early in the season that will set up a team for success in the months to come?
Well, Kevin, the habits in the early part of the season aren't really habits. It's more expectations. It's the expectations of the coaching staff with the way you're going to come in every day, your mentality in practice, and then your acceptance of your role. That's what the season, and especially the early part of the season, is about.
Ginobili, he's checked in for San Antonio. And let's look now at the assistant turnover numbers, the last 5 games versus the season as a whole for Redick. San Antonio on defense. Paul outside. Back to Redick. Dishes to Griffin. And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Parker outside. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, and again, it's the Spurs from deep. Clippers trail by 18. The pass to Mbamute. Griffin dishes to Redick, and there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul. The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul outside, lets it fly, gets an open look and hits. Paul's got 11 points.
Yeah, no disparaging remarks with regards to his effort in this one. He's making everything, and he needs his teammates to step up to the plate to help him out.
Mills with it, 6 points for him. From deep. That doesn't go either by Ginobili.
Perfect positioning, and you know he will knock that look down more times than not. Just didn't connect there.
Here's Griffin. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 10 points for him. Spurs leading by 14. And here's Mills. He feeds it to Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
Crawford passes to Paul. And Mbamute kicks to Crawford. To the middle. Trying to find Mbamute. Gets it to him. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Jamal Crawford picks one up.
Well, a tough year for Danny Green in 2015-16. The worst shooting numbers since his rookie season in the league. I expect a bounce back from him at some point. He's too good to not let that happen.
And Brent, after signing that 4-year, $40 million contract, a lot of people thought Green left a lot of money on the table.
Well, given his play last season, he played a bit down to the contract, if there is such a thing. I think it's a blip. With LaMarcus Aldridge joining the team and Kawhi Leonard feeling himself out, Danny Green will get back in that slot quickly.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Spates is checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Crawford dishes to Paul. Griffin kicks to Crawford. pick by Griffin. Crawford against Green. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And not sure what you can do with a guy like that. With his handles, he can just take defenders to school.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Rivers checked in. The Clippers have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses earlier.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
You think about great teams, they almost always have great leaders on the floor. And Brent, we can talk about some of the things that go into that.
Well, sometimes it doesn't come from the team's leader, but if I think about a team and vocal leader and combine all of those things into one, Chris Paul is a guy who, if you ever watch a Clipper game, he talks more than Doc Rivers.
I would agree.
It's the truth.
Well, we see it firsthand courtside.
If Chris Paul could do the pregame interviews with you, Kevin, he would. He just saves it all for the game action.
And a shooting guard by position, but Ginobili can run an offense, Brent, like a point guard, can he?
He's an incredible playmaker and has surreal vision. That's something he's gotten better at year after year. And he's so good at running pick and rolls, slithering around, using his body, always gets to that left side. I don't know how he does it, Kevin, but always gets left.
Paul Pierce is checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 18. Rivers kicks to Pierce. Back to Rivers. There's the dish to Spates. They set the screen. That's tipped.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. And not a guy known for style points when it comes to throwing one down, but every once in a while, Kevin.
Greg, why don't we see more dunks like that from him? He's certainly got the size for it.
I don't think really that's his personality. Sometimes he's just waiting for things to happen, and other times he's in attack mode.
And he gets the bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Spurs leading by 18. Now Mills. 9 points in the game so far. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Now here's Mills. They set the pick, and stolen by Redick.
If you could stay active on defense, good things usually happen. Right there, quick hands helped alter what would have been a sure 2 there.
And there's Green on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists tonight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Goes up to the stripe. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Pierce has got his second basket of the night.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Leonard with the screen on Rivers. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Rivers. Leonard kicks to Dedmon. Clock at 6. Spates against Ginobili. That one goes. Count it. Dedmon's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Crawford sets the pick here for Rivers. He kicks it to Crawford. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Wesley Johnson's checked in for J.J. Redick. San Antonio leading by 20. Here's Mills. 9 points in the game so far. Ginobili outside. Down low. Leonard kicks to Dedmon. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And not the same rhythm or approach that he had in the first quarter when he was taking it straight to the teeth of the D and really creating contact. Like to see him get back to that here in this quarter.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game. And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Clippers with the ball. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Crawford kicks to Pierce. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to Crawford. Shot clock at 5. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And man, this game would shift drastically if he was on tonight and making those shots that we normally see him hit.
There's the pick from downtown. That shot off the mark. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's San Antonio running away with it. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Doc, how do you win this game?
I tell you, every quarter we've had a 2-minute stretch where, guys are playing hard. They're trying to win. But you got to win together by running your stuff. And we're trying to make it up, and the turnovers are killing us right now.
I know you call that hero ball. Thanks, Doc. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, the bottom line, Ernie, they got to defend the three-point line much better. They were concentrating all their effort into protecting the paint, and these guys were standing behind the line, yakum, splaka kataya, and that strategy backfired, Ernie. They gave up far too many open looks, and all those threes killed them.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the 3rd quarter started. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the 3 as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
Yeah, I think a lot of those shots are beyond his range, but sometimes when you have that kind of confidence, it can be your night.
Spurs leading by 22. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol at the 5 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Plenty of space. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Back to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Paul. Passes it to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The feed to Aldridge. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Inside. And Griffin slams it in.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Parker outside. They set the pick. Here's Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist in this one. Clippers trail by 20. Paul with the ball. 11 points in the game. Redick with the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Redick's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult, but I've been fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless, D.A. Thanks. Griffin with the steal. One-on-one fast break. All alone. Again, Los Angeles.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Pass to Green. Launches it. Sinks the triple. Green's got 9.
Well, that is what he does, just deadly beyond the arc. Green is one of those guys you cannot afford to leave for a second.
And the Clippers call time here. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Spurs second.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Paul outside. With some arc, he lays it in. He's got 13.
Well, he approaches the rim strong there and then flips up the teardrop.
Paul with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. They get Paul Gasol. All these days, teams have really gone away from offensive rebounding, transition defense, such an imperative.
Well, I think Greg Popovich started off in San Antonio, and then Doc Rivers adopted it in Boston for many years because the numbers will tell you the percentage chances of grabbing an offensive rebound for your basketball team are not very good. And if you take those kind of risks, calculated as they might be, it's a disadvantage for you to get back in transition and set up your defense. So a lot more teams adopting the 4-back and 1 take a chance at the offensive rebound mentality.
Part of that analytics contribution we're talking about before. Things like that point those things out to the play.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't lying.
Right, exactly. And the second free throw, good. Spurs leading by 15. Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Gasol a screen. Down low. Here's Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 16 points for Leonard.
Well, he's making it look effortless. You combine Leonard's athleticism with his skill set, and now that confidence. Nights like this are inevitable.
And the Clippers miss again.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Wasted no time on that one. Green's got 5 points now this quarter. Clippers trail by 19. Paul outside. Griffin a screen on Leonard to the inside. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Aldridge kicks to Parker. Gasol a screen. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Griffin a screen on Leonard. Here's Paul. The teardrop falls in. Paul's got 15.
There you go. I mean, this is the time to get aggressive. I mean, they need to keep feeding him the basketball.
Gasol a screen on Paul. Parker passes to Gasol. And Leonard gets it to go. He's got 18.
Man, his shot on target, guys. They have the lead right now, primarily because of his effort.
Aldridge against Griffin. He dishes it to Redick. Unloads from 13. The shot misses.
Terrific defense. They definitely read the scouting report on this guy and could not have played him more perfectly there.
Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Feeds to Leonard. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Leonard's got 7 points here in this quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
There's that length and anticipation. Hard to get the ball over Aldridge in that scenario.
Mbah-a-Moute with the steal. Back to Redick. Jordan sets the pick for Redick. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Mbah-a-Moute. Here's Felton. Paul outside. 4 on the shot clock. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away.
Consistent as always, scoring the basketball. He needs some help if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Parker outside. Anderson the screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Paul against Parker. Here's the floater. And he lays it up and in. Parker's got 10 points in the game.
Well, even with the defense right in his face, Parker is just in his comfort zone down inside with that look.
Picked by Griffin. Paul kicks to Griffin. 14 feet away. Rebound San Antonio. Parker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Outside, Green. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Clippers trail by 20. And you look at Danny Green, your prototypical 3-and-D wing player, a catch-and-shoot specialist offensively.
Well, a great fit for the Spurs system after a little bit of molding. Not a super crafty ball handler, but he's got a quick release from the outside and shoots pretty well, even with a hand in his face.
Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Well, you know, injuries, they're just such a part of the game.
His teammates, the coaches, the fans, everyone here collectively holding their breath that injury is not something that's serious.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it.
Spurs leading by 17. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Dishes to Mills. Anderson the screen. Gasol passes to Mills. That one falls. He's got 11.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Crawford outside. Now here's Rivers. He's tightly guarded. Here's Pierce. And it's good, 2 points.
They really did a nice job of getting the ball into an area where good things tend to happen, and they did.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. The pass to Dedmon. From 13, and Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Mills. Mills has got 4 assists now tonight. Clippers trail by 19. Felton kicks to Rivers. Back to Felton. He feeds it to Crawford. No good with the triple. San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And here's Mills. 11 points in the game. Launches a 3. Offensive rebound. Tries again. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And really like how Gasol scrapes and claws for these boards. No one wants anything to do with him when he's attacking the glass.
And the Clippers making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency. It seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. Pau liked the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio.
Spate sets a screen for Crawford. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Crawford's got 5 now. And for Gasol and the Spurs, it was actually another Gasol that was prompting Pau to join the team. His brother Mark told him, go to San Antonio.
Yeah, and what is strange is that Mark is very much on a team that rivals the Spurs. So I don't think Mark was doing it just so he could battle his older brother 4 times a year. I think he meant what he said with the Spurs. They are a great organization and would probably make the best fit for Pau at the end of his career.
Fades away, and Spates gets it to go. Spates has got his second basket.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Time now for an injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for San Antonio. He told me that he suffered a sprained toe. That is a bitter pill for them to swallow so early in the season. It clearly changes the look of this team going forward, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long.
We all know what he can do from out there. At this stage, it might be better to body up Ginobili and force him to work harder and put it on the floor.
Kicks to Pierce. Johnson outside. Back to Pierce. The dish to Spates. Puts it up from 17. That one doesn't drop. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Mills kicks to Gasol. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jordan, he's checked in for the Clippers. .59 seconds left to play in the third. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson.
I mean, there's not a lot of reasons for a turnover, but there's certainly not one there. Just a lapse of judgment.
There's 57 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Crawford outside. Johnson kicks to Rivers. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. Now Anderson. There's the pick. Mills in the corner. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Spurs ball. Three-second difference between shot clock and game clock. This one for 3.
He was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there, possibly leg tired here in the second half.
Dedmon dishes to Ginobili. He kicks to Gasol. Fades back. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Gasol's got 11 points.
And Gasol excels from that mid-range area. If you leave him open from there, you're going to pay the price.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's San Antonio opening up a huge gap. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
The way we keep a lead is to keep making stops, gang rebound, and keep the pace on offense.
No surprise moments ago in that little talk that Greg Popovich gave his team in pushing his troops, sensing an open opportunity to break this thing wide open.
And he's a guy who will never settle, and for good reason. He knows that any dip in momentum can shift the course of a game.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, the dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. Redick and Crawford, the sharpshooters outside, and it's Rivers in at the 1 spot. Spurs leading by 23. Outside Leonard. When you look at the growth of the game internationally, you have some that say the system of development is better abroad in Europe than other countries. What do you think?
Well, the club system, Kevin, over there, and having a player involved at the age of 12 years old all the way up to 20 years old, playing with your same countrymen, being pushed around by professionals, getting professional coaching, and the type of practice regimen that they have. Most of the time, 2-a-days practice for most of the season, that's going to get you in pretty good shape and teach you the fundamentals of the game.
And a lot of those fundamentals, a lot of those practices were established by former coaches from this country that would go over there and hold these summer camps.
That's right. A lot of them implemented what they learned from the coaches from the United States and then took them to the next level. And again, a lot of those coaches who travel from the United States to Europe really were instrumental in what it is that has now become the European development of basketball. He can be just lethal from the perimeter. Even though he didn't get good looks in the first quarter, will that make right there? That can change things.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. 2 open that time, made it look too easy.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Crawford outside. And Redick now atop the key. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. San Antonio leading by 22. Ginobili outside. Pass to Leonard. Another miss by Leonard.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Beautiful timing, execution, great move to the rack.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Dedmon passes to Ginobili. No good on the triple. Clippers trail by 20. Crawford kicks to Jordan. And the wide open shot from Redick. The three-pointer off the mark.
Very lazy defense there, but luckily they got bailed out by the missed shot. He won't miss many of those opportunities.
And that one, good.
Well, the D right in his face, Kawhi couldn't care less. That's the expressionless assassin we've come to respect.
Now here's Rivers. Passes to Griffin. Unloads from 13. Another one falls for the Clippers. San Antonio leading by 20. Parker kicks to Dedmon. Right side Leonard. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David Lee checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Bertanis comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Simmons checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Murray subbed in for Parker. And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for the Clippers. Paul comes in for Rivers. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
It's as if he had too good a look. Is that possible? And now he's kicking himself.
Puts it up from 12. It doesn't go for him. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
And the commitment to seizing every scoring opportunity, Leonard outworking and out-hustling people inside.
Picked by Griffin. Paul with the ball. Leonard picks him up. And there's the feed to Griffin. Again, Griffin missing. Spurs leading by 22. Murray the pass to Bertans. Here's Simmons, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Jordan the screen, back to Paul. And it's something the NBA, Brent, has been discussing between the franchises for a few years now. What are your thoughts on having ads on NBA jerseys now?
Kevin, I don't really have a problem with it as long as it's tastefully done, and I hope the league does their due diligence in making sure that it looks respectable and we don't lose the beautiful, unbelievable logos that we're so familiar with, that we've seen for years and years, and that those colors are well represented.
No clutter, but we see so much of it in arenas with the music and the constant advertising that goes on scoreboards and around the building inside.
Well, they're there to make some money, aren't they, Kevin?
They are.
Okay, so.
Aldridge with a screen on Paul. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. 6 to shoot. Outside, Ginobili, and the foul called on Pau Gasol. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Clippers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th, 4 of 9. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Outside, Griffin. Back to Paul. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. They get the rebound. Nice D from Aldridge.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Parker kicks to Leonard. There's the triple. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Off the pick. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance
One
here.
shot.
First person foul, teams first.
Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position. Finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
Paul kicks to Redick. From 15 feet away, that shot by Griffin, no good. San Antonio's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. There's a screen. Here's Parker. The Clippers grab the miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Redick for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Parker. Ginobili outside, takes a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Redick passes to Jordan, to the middle. The shot's good from Griffin. Griffin's got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, a crafty pass inside gets him that nice look.
Gasol, a screen on Paul. To the paint, takes the turnaround J, and Jordan sends it back. Over in the corner, Mbamute kept alive, and Griffin stays with it.
Yeah, just a fantastic job to stay with the play and just not give up. Excellent effort on the offensive backboard.
Aldridge dishes to Parker. Ginobili kicks to Gasol. Griffin with the steal. That's a 2 from Paul. Here is Mbamute. Bangs home the trifecta.
Not a lot of talk going on defensively. That's a good shot for him.
San Antonio leading by 15. Parker outside and taken away by Paul. Outside Griffin. Right at the free throw line. And there it is for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And for the Spurs, their shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. There's a good screen. Here's Parker. San Antonio again missing. Leonard with the steal. In the corner, it's Ginobili. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
Paul can't get it to go. San Antonio's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Aldridge a screen. Parker passes to Aldridge. Leonard against Mbamute. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer, but Brett, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Johnson comes in for Blake Griffin. Anderson, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Felton in for Chris Paul. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Los Angeles calls timeout. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I guess the D has not gotten the memo for this guy. He can flat out shoot. You cannot give him that kind of space.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Spates. Blake Griffin comes in for Johnson. J.J. Redick's checked in for Anderson. And Paul's subbed in for Raymond Felton. Here's Paul. Inside and stolen by Aldridge. Parker with it. Pass to Gasol. Redick against Ginobili. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc, And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
Well, that's the competitive nature of Manu Ginobili. Pop has always talked about him being the greatest competitor he's ever coached.
Picked by Griffin. That's tipped and stolen by Aldridge. 1:46 left to play here in the fourth. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Redick against Ginobili. Shot clock at 6. He took good advantage of that screen. And 12 points for Aldridge.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge. And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Leonard.
You could feel his confidence tonight. He was getting after it, and they had no answer for him on the other end. And the more points he got, the more his confidence grew.
Down low. And it's blocked by Jordan. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. To the paint. They need this one. And the dunk by Jordan.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Back to Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
Yeah, and good to see that these guys are excited, gave their all and then some. This is the result of all that hard work.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one.